The hosts talk about whiskey in a way conspiracy theorists talk about the moon landing. Loud, passionate, and 80% nonsense. Every episode sounds like a TED Talk delivered by someone who failed a breathalyzer test.
Hey, welcome to Super Social Club. I'm Jeremy.
This is Whisky in the Six. I'm Rob.
Welcome to the Whisky Rant Podcast.
It's a little crusty,
It's frustrating.
and it's going to be a little bit of a rant.
I don't understand it. I don't know why.
Some sort of injustice.
Anyway, end rant.
Hello and welcome back to the Whisky Rant Podcast. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Rob.
And tonight, Chat GPT absolutely will destroy us. The first ever Whisky Rant roast.
Yeah. Whisky Rant Roast, hosted by Chat GPT. And honestly, I'm pleasantly surprised at how nasty this thing can get.
Yeah, it does a good job, which is like strange, where it's like pulling its information from probably all the commenters that have absolutely roasted us over the years. It's just given it so much ammo to write some hilarious little snippets of roasting.
What this thing can accumulate and put together in milliseconds is like, I don't even know. This is my first time ever using Chat GPT, believe it or not. Never use, the only AI I use is on Safari now. You go to like just the regular search engine in Safari and AI just automatically answers your question.
Sure.
So like it's usually like some sort of health question that I ask. Like how much protein is okay?
Like
how long do I need to cycle off creatine for?
Is a bump in this location a big deal?
Yeah, those kind of things. More about supplements than anything else. But
if we're going to be getting roasted tonight, we got to be drinking something good to to cushion the wounds. What do we got in front of us right now?
yeah, so just arrived from BSW, this beautiful Old Pulteney 25-year-old. 46%, unchill filtered, no added color, all that fun stuff. The reason I bought this is because I revisited recently the Old Pulteney 18, and I was like,
Man.
blown away at how much better it got
Yeah.
after some time open. It just, honestly, like that maritime salt and like ocean spray kind of vibe is all over Old Pulteney.
You know what I was just thinking is like, I haven't had Old Pulteney. Like I haven't drank like any Old Pulteney in like so long, which is a huge mistake. Like why don't I have an open bottle of anything? I mean, I have some old 17s and 15s,
Yeah.
which are solid, but
It got a bad rap after it went away from the 17 and 21, the old ones.
they redid the age statements to like 15, 18, right?
Yeah, they have 12, 15, 18, and now 25. And honestly, they're all still pretty good, and they're all very reasonable in price. Like, I think the 12's sub $70.
Yeah.
The 15 is around $90. You know,
Yeah.
the 18 is about $130 if you catch it on. Remember that time we caught it on sale at the LCBO for like $130?
Yeah. We did a podcast on Old Pulteney, like the new lineup, didn't we? We did a couple.
A while back, yeah.
We did a new line of like 12, 15, 18.
I do think we got to try this once, if I'm not mistaken. I think Jasper brought it over
Okay.
years ago, but I don't know if it's the same version.
All right.
The last time we saw Jasper in this house was probably in like 2022.
It's been so long. Jasper.
No, that's not true. It wasn't that long ago, but
It was been a couple years, I think.
he's been in the basement once.
So pretty much like you can just go to Chat GPT and be like, hey, roast Sipper Social Club or
Yeah.
roast the Whisky Rant Podcast. So that's exactly just like what we did. And we'll just like read out some of the responses because they're not fun.
So, quick initial impression on this. I love that saltiness.
Me too. It's like a heathered honey, salty, briny.
Yeah, it's like what you would expect from old Highland Park without the peat,
Yeah, I guess that's a decent comparison.
right?
Yeah.
Honestly, so nice. So nice. All right, let's let these sit for a little bit. Did you want to go first?
I think there's a good one to like open it up.
Oh, the Whisky Rant Podcast, starring Rob and Jeremy, the self-proclaimed whiskey connoisseurs who swirl their glasses like they're auditioning for a Netflix drama called Delusions and Oak. Rob talks about subtle notes of saddle leather and Himalayan moss, when what he's really tasting is the cardboard box the bottle came in. Jeremy, meanwhile, thinks first fill sherry casks means the barrel was blessed by a Scottish wizard and not just reused like the recycled tasting notes. These two walk into a liquor store and act like they're selecting a cask for the queen. But the only thing regal about them is their sense of entitlement. That's the best line. They have the whiskey experience of kindergartners on a field trip, except with less attention span and more spilled Glenfiddich. And let's be honest, if whiskey knowledge were age-based, these guys would still be on training wheels. What's crazy is I said nothing about how old we are and stuff like that. Mixing Isla malts with Diet Coke and calling it a bold blend. They think they're celebrities, but outside of their podcast, 37 listeners and their own Instagram comments, nobody knows who they are. They don't need a refined palate to enjoy whiskey, but Rob and Jeremy somehow managed to both overthink it and get it wrong. Keep ranting, boys. Just don't confuse loud opinions with good taste. That's a mic drop moment right there. That's amazing.
That's like the first response. The Whisky Rant Podcast is like the Whisky Rant Podcast is bottom shelf audio entertainment, cheap, dusty, and guaranteed to give you a headache. It's less of a podcast and more of an endurance test for people who hate silence and want to fill the sound of two dudes dry humping their own opinions for 45 minutes straight. Come on.
Did you ask for a spicier comment yet?
Yeah, it's really just like they're really digging into our audio. Their idea of audio engineering is yelling into a laptop mic while sitting in a room that echoes like a prison cell. The editing is so sloppy you'd swear they use GarageBand with oven mitts on.
What?
Honestly, if this podcast were a whiskey, it'd be a leaky barrel filled with backwash, overhyped, underage, and best left to evaporate into the nothingness.
Nice. That's savage.
Yeah.
Oh, you want spicy? Buckle up. Let's light this jam on fire. That's already amazing. The Whisky Rant Podcast, hosted by Rob and Jeremy, two guys who think owning a Glencairn glass and a YouTube login makes them experts. They talk like they're judges at the World Whiskey Awards, but drink like they just discovered Scotch last Tuesday at a Costco tasting booth. It knows us so well. Do you think? Okay, so I want to talk about this for a second because do you think it's just based on like a guess of what a whiskey connoisseur would know? Like we put in our names, we put in like a little bit of like talking points, and then that's it. Like it's getting pretty deep. Like
I don't know if it like analyzes every single video we've ever done in like 1 second, but probably.
How though? How is that even possible? Like we're just touching the surface of AI, and it already is embarrassing us intellectually, like absolutely annihilating us. There's a lot more to this one, but
it says Sipper Social Club is what happens when Mediocrity buys a bottle of whiskey and a ring light and suddenly thinks he's the authority on taste. It's less of a social club and more of a sad solo act where the only thing being sipped is his own ego. Neat, unfiltered, and painfully overproof.
Oh my God. That is savage.
I'm sorry. Watching his content is like getting cornered by that guy at a party who just learned what terroir means and won't shut the fuck up about it. He talks about whiskey like he invented it, but comes off like a walking LCBO pamphlet with a thesaurus and a desperate need for validation. This guy could drink mop water and describe it as complex with nuanced minerality and a lingering finish of wet cardboard and basement musk. His tasting notes are so made up, You think he was reviewing invisible whiskey poured by an imaginary friend?
Okay, this next paragraph is unbelievable. Rob swears he picks up notes of antique parchment and sun-dried gooseberries. Bro, it literally says bro. Bro, you're drinking a $40 bottle and pretending it's Macallan from King Arthur's private stash. Settle down. The only complex finish you've got is how you try to explain to your wife why another mystery box from the LCBO just arrived. Oh, that's amazing. And Jeremy, the man, the myth, the master of misidentifying literally every tasting note. I'm going peat, sherry, vanilla, bacon, cinnamon, toast, and regret. You're not a sommelier, Jeremy. You're a walking Mad Libs of whiskey adjectives. All right. Well, I'll save those paragraphs. This guy's... Man, Chat GPT is a savage.
And what the hell is Sipper Social Club anyway? There's no club. There's no sipping. Just one dude sitting in his basement playing dress up like whiskey's weird uncle, pretending his opinions are law while shilling harder than a used car salesman with rent due tomorrow.
Together they sound like two dudes trying to out-snob each other while still confusing Highland and Isla like it's a damn riddle. They call it a podcast, but it's really just two guys sitting in a basement swirling plastic cups, mistaking ego for expertise. Jeez. At the end, it asks me if I want this turned into a fake ad or promo. So have you gone back to this at all, the Old Pulteney?
Yeah.
I really love that, like, that salted tangerine note.
Yeah. It's just like an unripe pear.
Like that, like, it's like sweet and sour, kind of like tarty.
The some maturation on it. Is it ex-bourbon and sherry? Or?
I think it's a combination, yeah.
Yeah.
Spanish oak ex-sherry casks. Yeah, so first in fine American oak ex-bourbon casks and finished in Spanish oak ex-sherry casks. Doesn't say how long, but 25 years old. I find that Old Pulteney seems to do that a lot. They start the maturation in bourbon and then move it Spanish oak ex-sherry casks.
I mean, that's what I was getting. It was getting like mostly ex-bourbon style notes and faint sherry.
Yeah, the sherry comes in on like mainly the finish, something like that. Mid-palate. On the nose, I would say it's a combination, like because of the orange forward notes that I'm getting. Maybe that's coming from the sherry cask. There's like a subtle vanilla in there as well. They've got the whiskey maturity of frat boys and the tasting precision of a broken smoke alarm. What? Everything's either smoky or phenomenal. And you can't trust a word of it. So here's to Rob and Jeremy, the self-appointed rock stars of whiskey media, because nothing says celebrity like 4K video of two amateurs getting buzzed while butchering centuries of distilling tradition. Cheers, legends. You savage. Chat GPT. You know what? I'm not even mad. That's just good stuff.
Here's one about Whiskey in the Six. Let's talk about the name, Whiskey in the Six. Oh, how edgy. We get it. You live near Toronto and heard a Drake song once. The name sounds like a weak attempt at branding that's somehow even blander than the content. Honestly, it should be called Mumbling in a Room.
Honestly, like you should just use AI to respond to everybody's comment, like videos. So it just goes through each video, like.
No, I think that it would just search the internet for the keywords and then form stuff based on descriptions and comments and whatever else.
I'm gonna try something.
Did you know that every like YouTube video, like if you wanted to go up to like a YouTube video, you can get like an AI synopsis of what it is?
Yeah, I did see that. Like
Right.
you see that at the bottom.
Right. So
Yeah.
essentially, like that's kind of like where it's taking its stuff from, I would imagine, right?
Right on. It's just crazy how fast it does it. What is Whiskey in the Sixth most viewed video and why does it suck? I want to hear his response. Whiskey in the Sixth, the YouTube channel where Rob, a Canadian whiskey reviewer, attempts to evaluate the drinking experience of his unique blend of enthusiasm and, let's say, unconventional insights. Oh, this is not a roast.
It's just like hard truth.
While Rob's passion for whiskey is evident, his approach has garnered mixed reactions from the community. Why it might not be for everyone. This is actually interesting. Number 1, overly simplified reviews. Rob's reviews often lack the depth and nuance that seasoned whiskey enthusiasts appreciate. Instead of delving into the complexities of each whiskey, he tends to offer broad generalizations that may not resonate with those seeking a more detailed analysis. Damn,
Burn.
The truth hurts.
Burn.
Repetitive content, monetization efforts, interesting. Limited palate exploration. Conclusion. Whiskey in the Six offers a perspective on whiskey appreciation that might appeal to beginners or those seeking straightforward content. However, for viewers desiring an in-depth analysis and a more diverse exploration of the whiskey world, the channel might not meet their expectations. If you're interested in more detailed and varied whiskey content, exploring other channels with a broader range of reviews,
Check
and
out Sipper
insights
Social Club.
might be beneficial. Like who? I'm curious.
The Whisky Rant Podcast acts like gatekeepers of whiskey truth. But if you strip away the smugness and fake humility, all that's left is recycled Reddit opinions, brand pandering, and the occasional buzz of self-congratulation. If ego was a tasting note, their podcast would be cast strength. Fuck you.
Okay, so I said like who? Who are the other channels that we should explore? Number 1, guess.
Sipper Social Club.
Ralphie.
Ralphie, fuck, of course.
Number 2, guess.
I don't know, fucking Tribe?
Whiskey Tribe.
Fucking of course.
Number 3,
I don't know, whoever has the other most amount of subscribers?
Aquavite.
Okay, Aquavite, whiskey.com.
And then it says Whiskey Vault, which is the same as Whiskey Tribe, right? It talks about Rex
Technically,
and
no,
Daniel.
there's two different channels.
Damn. This thing knows its stuff. You know what?
See, we should all be just learning AI systems and
Yeah.
forget about everything else. Right?
So apparently, if you use Chat GPT, every time you ask it a question, it's like the equivalent of a bottle of water used to cool the system.
Yeah, I could see that.
Jeremy's been on Chat GPT all weekend, just going
Just
nuts on
like,
questions.
Let's just waste some resources.
Wow, Ontario is the largest freshwater supply in the world.
If the Whiskey Rant disappeared tomorrow, the whiskey world would breathe a sigh of relief and go back to watching people who actually know what they're talking about, without acting like they invented whiskey analysis while sipping overpriced barrel picks from the pedestal that they built for themselves. In short, they're not ranting, they're drowning in their own voices. Ugh.
So I asked why Whiskey in the Six sucks. So let's see what happens when we say the opposite. You know what? That's not fun. Why does Sipper Social Club?
Is Sipper's Social Club a good YouTube channel? Sipper Social Club is a YouTube channel dedicated to whiskey reviews and discussion hosted by Jeremy, a Toronto-based whiskey enthusiast. The channel offers concise breakdowns and analysis of premium spirits, focusing on price, value, and useful information to aid purchasing decisions. I wrote that. It's in my description. 460 videos, 34,000 subscribers, blah, blah, blah. Jeremy's reviews often include scoring systems and comparisons, aiming to provide viewers with insights into various whiskeys. The channel also features theme lists such as top 5 Scotch whiskeys for beginners, catering to both newcomers and seasoned whiskey drinkers. Jeremy's approach is characterized by a straightforward and informative style, focusing on tasting experience and value of each whiskey. In summary, Super Social Club offers valuable content for those interested in whiskey, providing clear and concise reviews that emphasize price and value considerations. Jeremy's expertise and approachable style can make the channel a worthwhile resource for whiskey enthusiasts. Wow, Chat GPT is so kind.
I know, right? It can be so nice.
nice.
I typed in the same thing but Whiskey in the Six. Whiskey in the Six, authentic Canadian voice. It's run by Rob, also known as Rob Whiskey in the Six, a passionate Canadian whiskey reviewer from Toronto, giving it a distinct local flavor. He often highlights Canadian whiskeys alongside international brands. Number 2, honest reviews. Rob is known for his straightforward, no-nonsense approach to whiskey reviews, whether it's a $40 bottle or a $400 one. He gives honest opinions without the fluff. Damn. Thank you, ChatGPT. Educational value. His reviews aren't just ratings. He talks about tasting notes, distillery background, aging, cask types, and more. Great for people looking to learn as they sip. Interesting. Community engagement, great variety. From rare scotches to budget Canadian bottles. Interesting. It knows so much. It knows so much.
So I asked, what's the best whiskey channel on YouTube? It says, determining the best whiskey channel on YouTube can be subjective, blah, 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 but here's the ones it lists. First Fill Whiskey, Mash and Drum, It's Bourbon Night, Whiskey Vault, No Nonsense Whiskey. They're the 3 that came up. I mean, those are all great channels.
Mm-hmm. And that's like an array of like subscriber bases too. It's not just picking the best, the biggest following.
Yep.
Ask what the best whiskey podcast is.
So much water going down the drain tonight.
We'll give it a rest after this and talk about the whiskey.
Taking a while.
Taking a while in this one.
Taking a very long time.
I guess it's probably a lot harder to sum up the content of a podcast because they're longer, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're essentially triple, quadruple the time, if not more.
Yeah, this Pulteney, it's very mellow. It's very like chill, just very easy drinking.
Easy drinking, but it lingers. It's got this like nice.
It's got this like
effervescent like saltiness that like lasts on the tongue, minerality.
It's got this very like creamy.
I don't know. I'm really digging it. I think it's great.
Determining the best whiskey podcast, be subjective, blah, blah, blah. Here's the ones it lists. Whiskey Cask, Whiskey Lore, Bourbon Pursuit, The Pod Cask, Inside Whiskey.
Not the Whisky Rant Podcast.
The only one I listen to Bourbon Pursuit podcast.
I don't even know if I've heard it.
And I've listened to some Whiskey Cast, but I haven't heard the other ones. There you go.
Interesting. So basically, Chat GPT has told us we suck.
You're shafting us.
Yeah, we suck.
Shafting us.
Come on, Chat GPT. Throw us a bone. That was fun. This is good.
Yeah.
This is really
nice.
good.
This is actually just what I was like wanting. This,
Yeah, mellow, like a little higher end tasting.
Yeah.
I posed this question in my on the Facebook Messenger chat, essentially discussing: is it a full circle moment when, like, all you're craving is something 46%, and like nothing crazy, like gonna punch you in the face, like melt your tongue off.
Yeah.
Just 46%, easy drinking, a blender's special. So like, the mastered blender at the distillery, took care in blending that one in particular because it's an older expression or whatever.
Right.
Something like this, Is that a full circle moment? Like,
yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's like ebbs and flows. We go through periods of, preference of things that you
yeah,
like and
for sure.
whatever. But yeah, I mean, I think so because, like we've mentioned before, there was times where it was cask strength or bust.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I think that now we just do a nice healthy mix of both.
Yeah, I think so. And I find I'm only drinking cask strength though when I'm with other people. I'll never pick up a cask strength bottle and pour it when I'm just chilling by myself.
I did that at Game 7 with the Leafs the other night.
That's a reason. That's like
needed
drinking
it.
your woes away.
Well, it went from like a celebratory, like, enthusiastic,
Yeah.
thinking like, all right, let's go here. Game 7, anything can happen.
Yeah.
You can get this win. To, just like crying, pouring the rest of it. Because I was actually the Macallan, like the Gordon MacPhail Spey malt that I had about, I don't know, maybe like 100 milliliters left or whatever.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4 pours. And yeah, the first couple were, hopeful. And then the last one was just, fuck this. Drinking this whole thing down. And I just crushed it. I crushed everything I had left of that bottle.
Nice. Did you have to work the next morning?
Yeah. It was fine.
That's fine.
It was fine.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know, man. Leafs are a whole other discussion that I don't know if we should bring up in this podcast.
No, we won't incite the Leaf fans or the Leaf haters either way.
Yeah, I think that's more of a live. Like you have a choice to jump in, not halfway through a podcast where you're already pot committed and
right.
But
imagine Chat GPT roasting the Leafs. I mean, it would be miles long.
You can go on all day.
Miles long.
You can go on for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
Yeah, Old Pulteney. Gotta get more of this on my shelf. I mean, I have some of it on my shelf, but I need more open bottles to go and like put it in the regular mix.
I'm really happy. Like I told you, I did the re-review of the 18-year-old. And we talked about the bottle before we went on camera, but like the cool, like still shaped bottle. The 18 really, really improved from like when I first opened it. And there was nothing wrong with it when I first opened it. It just, there was room for improvement and it has done that. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself and get the 25.
Oh, yeah, it's delicious.
Right? And, obviously you do your research first, make sure it's not going to be a bust, but
we have to look back at our old podcast and determine like what we thought was maybe the most value buy in the range. What do you think it is? Is it the 15? I can't remember what we said.
I think it's still the 18 because the 18 you can still get it for like $130.
130? Yeah, that's good actually.
For an 18-year-old, it's a great price.
Yeah. Okay. So if people are watching this and like not going to shell out for 25, but the 18?
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure so let me just confirm, but BSW has the 18 for sure.
Because I remember when we did the lineup, we had 12, we had 15, we had 18, and maybe was there another NAS one in there? Maybe.
I think there was an NAS one.
Yeah,
there was.
Yeah.
Okay, so at the moment, you can get the Hudart, which is the no age statement for $82.
Okay.
You can get at BSW the 25, which is on sale 18% off for $450.
That's not bad, really.
Right?
$450 Canadian.
Regular price, it says it's $550, but it's been $450 for a long time.
Okay.
The 15 is $110 minus the 15% if you do 15 from Whiskey in the Six. And then 18 is $155, again, minus 15% if you do the promo code. And then the 12 is already on sale for $55.
Yeah.
$55 for the 12 is a great deal.
That's a really nice deal.
Right?
Yeah.
I think the only caveat with the 12 is that it's 40%. It's the only one in the range.
Yeah, I think that's the one maybe like we didn't recommend, I think, maybe.
Yeah,
because it was the ABV. But yeah, the 15 or the 18. But yeah, if the 18 is that price, that's not bad. That's not bad at all.
Not at all. I mean, you can get the 15 and the 18. The 15, I guess, under $100, and then the 18 for, $130 for an 18-year-old is a great price.
I mean, for the extra $35-$40, I would go to the 18.
Go to the 18.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, I've heard people say that they don't love the 15. It's a little bit disappointing for them.
Okay.
So
18 it is. Let's do it.
Yeah. I wonder if they're all ex-bourbon with a sherry finish, or if that just starts to happen at the 15.
Okay.
And then that would be the least amount of sherry finish, and then the 18 is a little longer, and then the 25 is that much longer.
Right.
Could be wrong, but you crushed that.
Yeah, delicious for me. This is this is the first pour of a first crack, but yeah, this is reaching like the 90 for me. As I think it's delicious stuff. Mm-hmm. Yep, really good.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's just going to get better.
Yeah.
To be honest, just like the 18 did. But there's absolutely nothing off-putting whatsoever.
Just glorious.
It's kind of exactly what I want in a Scotch.
Yeah.
When I'm not drinking a peated Scotch.
Yeah. I mean, you want to just drink this thing just like in a big armchair with a big tumbler and like a 4-ounce pour.
Yeah. Yeah, this is dangerously crushable for the age statement.
It's
like
so
for the
man.
price, I mean, it's not cheap. Like $450 isn't cheap, but it's dangerously
It's not cheap, but it is dangerous. Like you could take this bottle down real quick. Like a group of like 4 guys, you could take this thing down.
Not even just you and I one night on like a bender. We could easily crush this bottle.
You could take it down.
Yeah, it's not one of those bottles that is gonna. I mean, it'll catch up to you eventually, but you can get through half this bottle without even blinking, and then realize when you stand up that you're not doing so well.
Right. Yeah. That's going to do for us. Comment down below. Old Pulteney, where does it stand for you? And do you have a preference? Like, what expression of Old Pulteney are you going to these days? Let us know in the comments down below. If you want to roast us, throw a comment down there as well.
Send a great Chat GPT roast on the Whisky Rant.
Yeah, if you can find one, put it in the comments down below. They're all pretty good.
They're pretty fun.
That's going to do it for us. Coming up next on the channel, we're going to start our series on what are we calling that? Canadian whiskey.
The Whisky Rant, the Canadian Whisky Rant Tournament.
Canadian Whisky Rant Tournament.
Yeah.
That's going to be coming up. A series that will take a while to do, but we're going to start it up soon.
Yeah, the goal is to get it out for July 1st, if that's possible. Because obviously Canada Day is July 1st. If we can get it out for July 1st, I know that's only like a month and a bit away. But if we can get at least one of the episodes out
we can definitely do that.
Right?
We can definitely do that.
We're starting with rye.
It is a process because we have a lot of bottles to go through.
So it will probably have to be it'll have to be one a month. We're starting with the ryes. Then we can choose what's next. But there's single malt, there's peated, and then there's classic, and they all the Canadian distilleries, a lot of Canadian distilleries jumped on board on this. Mm-hmm. So we have a lot of representation across Canada. So it's really cool.
Yeah, keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for us. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Really much appreciated. Have a good one.
Cheers.
Cheers.